My show started with me just over 5 years ago, sitting on a couch, talking. And for the longest time, it was straight on angle, just because that's the way it worked. But I don't know, somehow, some way I started doing side angles. Hello, RJ. Good morning. Hey, Bradley Cooper joined. I hear he's one of the sexiest men alive. Hello, Chipbot. Chipbot's been very upset. He hasn't gotten any notification over the last several days that I've been going live. I'm glad that somebody could care so much to be upset about that. But how'd you sleep? I slept pretty well. Somebody else said something. Hold on here. Morning, Ken. Top of the morning to you, Gary. Thank you. Slept pretty well. Good morning, Peter, the realtor. Hello, Mott. Good morning from the UK. Got it today. Good morning, Friedman. Good morning. Jay Sims. Good morning from Waco, Texas. Is it really going to be 105 today? It's 36 degrees here in Yellowstone. Hello, Big Steppers. Good morning, Daryl White. But good morning to you, and a special good morning from Australia and from the United Kingdom and from Toronto and from Nigeria. I am huge in Africa. I think that's an untapped market for Coffee with Ken. I bet you they make some good coffee over there. I'm sure I've had some African coffee beans before. I don't know. Am I working this morning? No, I'm not today. Hello from Rockton. Thank you all so much for joining. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is June 29th. It is 5:52 a.m. Happy Saturday. This is a little show I've been doing for a long, long time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some experiences, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, the roller coaster that can be life, and just sharing a few minutes every morning over a cup of coffee with an audience that wants to share some time and, I don't know, hopefully get a little better and realize they're not alone and I don't know, striving for something, whatever that something is, because we all have our different something. And my something is betterment. I'm a 55-year-old guy that's probably got about another 30 years on the planet, and I didn't think I was maximizing myself the first 50 or so years. And but it was part of my journey, and just thought I'd see what I could do over the next 30 years or so. And a little bit, that's what this show's about. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show. And I got a really big surprise for you. It's Saturday morning. And yeah, I'm born in 68. It is Saturday morning. And I don't even work today. Usually, if I do my show really early like this, well, thank you. If I do my show really early, I have to work at 6:15, or I get to work at 6:15. But I don't work today. Today's my second of 2 days off. I'm here in Yellowstone and working as a waiter at the dining room attached to the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. And woke up this morning a little bit excited. And I don't know, it feels good waking up with some excitement. And you can be excited for the littlest things. And I would encourage you to be, and to be grateful for the littlest things. And you know, just a breath of fresh air, or a yawn, or a sneeze, or just the silliest little things can make you feel good. And if you feel good, I would encourage you, and it's not a religious thing or even a spiritual thing, but it just will make you feel better, is thanking God or thanking the universe or thanking somebody for that little nugget of good feeling. Because I'll tell you what, it kind of grows in your heart and your soul and your spirit when you're grateful for big things and little things alike. And I'll tell you what I'm excited for this morning. For those that have been watching a while, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, check it out. It's even soft. It's like a sippy cup. And it says, I don't know, what does it say on it? Yellowstone. Oldest and the best. Established 1872. I don't know about any of that. It's sure a pretty cool place to be. And bought a coffee cup yesterday, or a to-go cup, or a travel cup. And for those that have been watching a while, well, let me do this. Well, let me not do this. Let me go. I rode across the country on my scooter about 5 or 6 weeks ago from Chicago to Wyoming or to Montana, and didn't pack my Yeti. I had to conserve space and honestly just didn't think about needing it when I got here, and it was a big oversight on my part. And I have two different Yetis. One's a purple one that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and that my daughters bought me for Christmas a couple years ago. And I left it there, and I thought of having it shipped out, but a new Yeti only costs $30, and to ship a Yeti cross country costs probably $20 or something like that. So it didn't seem cost efficient. I was shopping around lately the last couple of weeks looking to replace it, but you can't really replace. I knew I wouldn't be able to replace it because that purple Yeti means something to me. It's my favorite color is purple, and my daughters bought it for me for Christmas, and it always makes me think of them when I take a sip out of it. So I think things happen for a reason. I was trying to replace it. I couldn't replace it. So instead, I found this kind of squishy little sippy cup. I haven't drank anything out of it yet, but it's got a little mouthpiece that you pull on. We're going to have to experience it here in a moment. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You?
Good. You just going for a walk?
A little bit, maybe.
It's kind of chilly outside.
I know, I hear that.
Yeah.
Where's
The woman, the barista gets here at 6:30, so half an hour. I got this from I work here, so I got it from the cafeteria.
Okay.
But it'll be, the barista will be here at 6:30.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
All right, you as well. Both my Yeti were presents for my kids, and I love them more than coffee. Well, that is a lot of love. And, but anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. I almost thought of giving that guy a swig of my coffee, but I don't know. Might be a little intimate sharing the first sip with a strange man. So I didn't. He's going to have to wait till 6:30 to get his coffee or get a job here so he can go to the cafeteria. But anyway, I'm excited to have my very first sip. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I'm not even sure if it's open. It's got like a little flap here that I think probably pulls away when you take a swig. At least I hope so. If I dribble all over myself, it'll be pretty embarrassing. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip, and my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I kept my eyes open during that sip. I felt like I was on a new adventure. I mean, it doesn't make it's still cafeteria coffee. And it's fairly hot. Let me take another swig. Let me see if I experienced it correctly. I think it's just from being lack of used to. I'm kind of having a scared, skeptical look, making sure I cleaned it well enough and that I rinsed it out and that it was ready to go. RJ wanted to know, one more, okay. How the thermodynamics are. That's a good question. Well, I can feel warmth in the cup, and it's not hot or scalding, but if you can feel warmth, it's seeping out a little of that good heat. Like if you're holding your Yeti thermos, you're not going to feel any heat or cold, depending on what you're drinking out of it, because it's so well insulated. And this is some sort of rubberized thing, but it kind of feels pretty nice. And I think it'll do just fine while I'm up here. And it says Yellowstone, and it says it's the oldest and best. So I think I'll be fine with this. And was a little cheaper than a Yeti might be. I think it was $20. And because I'm an employee for Xanterra, I got 10% off. The young lady at the cash register, I told her I was a Xanterra employee. First of all, I'd forgotten my ID back at the dorm room, so I didn't have any proof of employment. But she didn't ask for any, which was nice. And then she, instead of giving me 10% off, was going to give me 50% off. And I'm looking at it, and she was only going to charge me $10. And I go, I think that's too much. Was there a sale? And she just hit the wrong button. But anyway, it still saved me about $2 on my mug, and that felt great. Yeah, RJ, I think it will do the job. It's colorful. It's got a moose on it, a male moose. And I don't know. It's good to carry around. It gave me a feeling of mobility this morning. Usually I'm in the cafeteria. I fill up my mug. I got shaky hands, and I fill it to the rim. And I'm walking out trying to keep the heat trapped in. And I don't know, when you're walking carrying a full mug, you tend to slosh it a little bit. And I don't know, it felt good being able to be a little more mobile and having a little more portable drinking receptacle. So let's take another sip. Is it a 20 ounce? I'm going to guess it is. I'm not sure. Certainly more than 12. Could be 16, could be 20. I don't know. Have a great weekend. Well, thank you. Thank you, pensive poet. Thank you. But anyway, it's Saturday morning. How you guys doing? How you feeling? How'd you sleep? Why are you going to wait an hour? I mean, I guess I don't need to know. Jordan Thomas is on, and he goes by Pensive Poet. And he's going to have his first cup in an hour. I was walking in this morning, and I saw a guy I knew named Jeff, and he goes, I've already had my coffee. And I said, well, that sounds so singular when you put it that way. You know. And I guess for some people, dietetically, coffee doesn't sit with them so well. And maybe as a guy that has a Coffee with Ken show, I don't know. I can drink coffee all day. I'm impervious to its effects. I know Jordan Thomas via TikTok. Doing good. Worked 14 hours last night and now 10 today. Then vacation for 9 days. Well, that sounds really nice, Chipbot. I wonder if you're going anywhere fun. I wonder if you're paying me a visit to Yellowstone or you're just enjoying the quiet time. Off. And it's okay to enjoy quiet time. I've realized I'm here in Yellowstone, and it's a beautiful area, and people are jealous I'm here and always think I should be doing something or traveling somewhere cool on my time off. But life isn't necessarily always about going somewhere. Sometimes you need to be able to enjoy just quiet time and peaceful time and relaxed time and rest time and kind of refill your soul or your body or for the work that lays ahead or for what you're going to do ahead. And this is the second day of 2 days off I have. Again, I work in the restaurant across the way as a waiter, and I'm 55 years old, and running around a restaurant is way more exhausting. Way more exhausting. I mean, I guess I thought it would be exhausting. I don't know if it's more exhausting than I thought it would be, but I'll tell you it's exhausting. And when I'm done with a long shift, I'm pretty tired. And when I'm done with my 5 days on of work in a row, I'm pretty tired. And yesterday was my first day off. And after I did my show and ate my breakfast, I had kind of a calling to go do something wild and crazy in Yellowstone. And instead, wild and crazy just became a couple-hour nap, and it felt so good. Woke up and kind of laid in bed for a while and wasn't in a hurry to go anywhere. Went and grabbed some lunch, and then rode my scooter down to Gardner, Montana, and edited some videos and talked to some people and went to a different coffee shop and spent most of the day just relaxing in the small town that is Gardner. as neat as it is being here in Yellowstone, I think for a lifestyle, I think the quiet that is a national park wouldn't work well for me long term. I like seeing people and talking to people, and again, I work here, and everybody that works here lives here, and we're in such a contained environment. It feels a little strange, almost like a work camp or college dorm room or what have you, and we're all living together and we're all working together, and you see the same people over and over again. It's kind of nice to go down to a little town and I don't know, just kind of feeling like you're connected to civilization a little bit. Not that the national park's not, but there's just really nobody that lives here outside of the employees. And we spend a lot of time with them. I was thinking about it. When I got back last night, I got back, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 o'clock maybe, and had some dinner. It must have been earlier than that because I grabbed some dinner. And I went back to my dorm. I got changed, and I went and worked out at the gym. A couple nice things about being here, and your commute to work is a 3-minute walk or a 4-minute walk from my dorm to the dining room. And another little tiny thing that you don't really notice, except I noticed this morning, is the gym. They have a rec center for the employees that's right between where I work and the dorm, and it's, I don't know, 200 yards from my door of my dorm. So I can go there and work out, and the commute, if you will, is no barrier to entry. A lot of times it's easy to find excuses why not to work out, that it's rainy or cold outside or it's snowy or that you don't want to drive your car 20 minutes to the gym or what have you. And it was kind of nice, and I realized it this morning as I was walking to get my coffee that, boy, the gym is, probably 2 minutes from my front door. And last night I went in and I worked out. I got a couple new roommates the other day, a couple nice young men from Romania. Yellowstone is a national park, recruits around the country, but also around the world, and hires people from all over. And over the last week, we've gotten several new workers from Romania that do various jobs. And it's interesting meeting these guys that know English, but have a heavy Eastern European, I believe it's Eastern European accent, but hearing their view on society and their view on politics or their view on working out or their view on everything, because they were raised in such a different atmosphere from them. And I think it's going to be good. They're nice young men that are here to work and are here to appreciate American life, if you will, and the pay that American life offers. And apparently where they're from, the minimum wage is not very much in Romania because the economy's kind of upside down a little bit. And apparently in a month they make maybe $500 or $600 working there. So for them to come, to the other side of to America and work for, I don't know, 15 or 20 bucks an hour seems like a lot for them. And it's just interesting having them as roommates. And again, there's a big age difference and a little bit of a cultural difference, but they seem really like nice young guys. My point was both of them were working out last night when I got to the gym, and I think that I earned a little street cred with them last night because I was lifting weights, and I think they were impressed with how much I could lift. And they were surprised I was 55 years old, which felt good. But again, they're, I think, 20 and 21. So to them, 55 seems like a dinosaur. Seems like a dinosaur. So they were surprised I was still moving without a cane and was able to go to the gym and lift some weights and stay fit and work on myself and get a little better. There was a question or two in there. There was a question in there or two in there. Yeah, Maverick's using my second word. Bona is hello in Romanian, and it's what you say to a woman for some reason, as opposed to a man, you'd say salut. And I don't know why, but they speak softer or maybe less aggressively, or I don't know why. But apparently, if one of them was going to say hello to a young lady, they'd say bona. And if they were talking to a man, they'd say salut. And those are my two words I've learned in the first 2 days of Romanian. And because I have two Romanian, they're here to learn English, so it's interesting. They came over with a group, and I was talking to one of them and saying how nice it must be to have some other people from their country where they could speak Romanian too and feel comfortable with. But the guy looked at me and goes, well, I'm here to learn English better. And I thought that was neat. And I'm sure it'll be useful for them. And, I don't travel worldwide, but it's probably a good language to know. And I think it's always neat to learn things and get a little better. And part of our improvement is learning a thing or two. So if I can pick up a few phrases in Romanian while I'm here, more power to me, and it'll be neat. And if I can learn a little bit about somebody that's significantly younger than me's perspective of the world, that'll probably be a good experience as well. So a lot of times I say things happen for a reason. A few weeks ago when my roommates turned over, it was hard for me, and I was feeling like I was going to miss them, and I was tired of getting used to new roommates coming and going. And I think I'm going to like getting to know these young men, and I don't know, maybe they'll inspire me to keep working out and keep doing my thing. And it'll be good to have a little young blood. They were playing ping pong as I was leaving last night, and I enjoy ping pong a heck of a lot. So I don't know, maybe we'll have some fun together. So let's drink a little more coffee. The barista is here, and the first customer is here. She's hoping to get some coffee. I feel for him. She doesn't get here till 6:30, and I know the first thing I want when I wake up is a nice hot cup of coffee. And you have to be patient, right? She starts at 6:30. No, that's got to be hard. That's got to be hard. Ignore me if you can. Where are you from?
Virginia now, originally New Jersey.
Okay. Are you just new here, or are you visit
No. I've been out here before. I usually go out west every summer.
to here?
Not here, but this is my second time back in the Yellowstone area.
Okay. Well, I hope you're enjoying it.
I am.
All right. Never mind me. I'm just doing a little talk show. Just got an iPad there. Feeling a little insecure. New people, new thoughts, keeps you on your toes. It sure does, Henry Ziba. It sure does. And yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it. So let's have a little more coffee out of my new mug. A couple other thoughts for you. It is cooling. It isn't as thermally sound as my Yeti, but it's still going to do the trick. I think I was getting a little bummed the last few days, and for those that watch every day, I kind of have a dream to buy a conversion van or a RV, and I thought there was an opportunity to buy one really low cost for me. There was, but I realized it wasn't going to work out, and it wasn't what I was looking for, and that I was going to have to maybe change what I wanted a little bit. And honestly, there were two thoughts. I could either go a more basic model, or I could get a more souped up, more expensive model. And right now I'm leaning towards the more souped up, more expensive model. But for a couple days, that kind of weighed on me, and I'm going, I work really hard here, and I don't want to, I don't think my body will take waiting tables for another 5 years or anything like that. And although I'm excited to be here and blessed to be here and blessed to be able to cover my financial responsibilities and put a roof over my head by waiting tables, I also will need to save some money while I'm here. And it would be hard for me to save up enough money while covering all my expenses to get exactly what I wanted as a waiter. And that was kind of weighing on me and kind of bumming me out a little bit over the last couple days. But yesterday I kind of woke up or had a different attitude about it and realized that being here and waiting tables wasn't it was something to tide me over and get me to where I needed to go. It wasn't the ending destination. And I still believe the ending destination is somehow doing Coffee with Ken and growing my social media audience. So yesterday on my day off, I spent a lot more time working on my videos and posted some important videos, I think, about men's mental health and struggles that men have going through divorce. And I think they're important videos for anybody, for any man that's going through divorce, and maybe a woman that's going through a divorce could see it from a different perspective, and hopefully will contribute or be positive for the world a little bit. And anyway, they got a lot of viewership, and my audience was growing again, and it kind of got me refocused and made me realize that waiting tables was an opportunity I needed to take to provide for my family and put a roof over my head, but it wasn't a long-term solution. And because of that, why I'm here is also to continue to work on Coffee with Ken and continue to talk about life experiences and continue to share a little bit of my story and hopefully provide some value through that. So that being said, it allowed me to expand my wants and be okay with more expanded wants and needs. And again, I didn't want to buy a van with 200,000 miles that was fixed up just the way this guy wanted it. I have different wants than this guy does and different needs, and I'd like, again, either a more basic RV setup with just a mattress in it, or one that's fixed up the way I'd like it. And the way I'd like it, I like nice things. A lot of us do, but I do. And I'm willing to work hard to get them. And so I left the sadness and the bad attitude and realized, hey, I'm not here to wait tables forever. I'm here to cover my financial responsibilities and put a roof over my head. But my real goal and real point is working hard and doing my Coffee with Ken and editing videos and sharing my experiences and telling my story and hopefully impacting the world in a positive way through that, because I think it does. And made me feel a lot better about it yesterday and feel purposeful and remind myself that what I'm doing is important, and not that what I'm doing isn't important across the way, waiting tables, but that's more of a means to the end. And I think I got my eyes back on the target, and it just feels good. And now I was looking at a guy's van, an employee van. He was asking 10 grand. It had 200,000 miles on it, but he had these fancy solar panels on top to cook, to heat, use to heat, or to give power to these appliances that I barely cared for. And I was thinking, take those appliances, take the electric, take the solar panels, just give me the van and I'll give you $5 grand for it. And that would have fit my needs more. I could have paid for that and just thrown my own mattress in the back and really roughed it until money allowed. But that's not what the guy wanted to do. He wanted to sell his van his way, and I didn't want his van, and that's okay. So now I was doing my research. I feel more educated on the topic of RVs and what I want and what I need, and kind of got me excited. And I realized, I'll just tell you, I could get I hate to use the term pimped out, but a pimped out Ram ProStar, Roadmaster, for new for about $100,000, the way I'd like it, with all the bells and whistles that I'd want, with a little bathroom inside and a little swiveling chairs and the lights and the flooring and everything I need, and to travel in style. Very small, very compact, very efficient style. So now my target's on, honestly, $100 grand conversion van. And I'm okay with that. You can save money, but I've always found it easier to make more than to save more. So my goal would be to earning some more money, continuing to have a roof over my head, continuing to be frugal because that's just who I am. I've always been, I don't like to spend money or waste things or what have you. I've always been frugal, but I've always also liked nice things. And having a nice conversion van that I'd be excited to have my kids stay over in and travel with me in and travel the country in and do my Coffee with Ken show got me excited. And I realized if I work as hard as I can as a waiter, I'm maybe able to save $1,000 a month, and I'm appreciative of that $1,000 a month. But that was going to be hard for me to save up enough to buy what I want. So anyway, long story short is I kind of got refocused, reinvigorated, and a little more purposeful over the last couple days, and felt okay spending 6 hours editing videos, but then coming home and getting a good workout in and getting to bed at 9:30 and keeping up my good habits that I want to focus on as I walk through this chapter that is my life. And just made me feel a little more purposeful in what I'm doing, a little more meaningful, and a little more excited to do what I'm doing. And again, I woke up this morning on a Saturday morning at 5 o'clock. It's a day off work, so I didn't need to get in for the breakfast shift, but I knew I had a new mug I was excited about using. And I knew I had my little story to tell, and was excited to do it. And the only question was where I was going to do it. And honestly, it was 36 degrees out, and I was sitting outside the lobby, this nice warm lobby that is in Mammoth Hot Springs. And I figured I'd bring my show inside and be in this pretty room with this pretty atmosphere where I spend a fair bit of time at night when I want some quiet editing and what have you. Can you see my mug? You certainly can. I bought it yesterday. It's not truly a mug. It's kind of I don't know if it's silicone or rubberized thermosy thing. Kind of feels nice to the touch. Lets out a little warmth, which is okay. On a cold walk, it'll feel nice. Hold it in my hands. And I can tell that it's not letting all the heat out, so it is keeping my coffee fairly warm. And I don't know, I think I'm going to be happy with it. Again, it says Yellowstone. It's my very first souvenir, if you will. For those that have been watching, I have family back home that I love very much and I miss very much. I got 2 little beautiful babies and 2 older girls. I'd love to send them sweatshirts, and this is going to sound like an excuse, and maybe it is. If I knew how to send things more, and I knew exactly what sizes they were, I'd love to be sending them Yellowstone stuff. Because I don't know, when I travel back, if I'm riding my scooter come October or come fall, I'm not going to have a lot of extra room for souvenirs. I'd like to get both my ex-wives a sweatshirt because they're doing a great job taking care of my kids while I'm here working. And I think if we could all get along and be friendly and, I don't know, do little nice things for each other, whether it's an ex-wife or a neighbor or a family member or a stranger, the world kind of goes along a little better. And I bet my ex-wives would appreciate a sweatshirt or something. And I know my kids would look super cute wearing Yellowstone sweatshirts. And when I saw them wearing it, I don't know. Maybe it'd remind them of their dada. Hopefully it would. So, a little more coffee. So it's 6:24. I don't know how long I've talked to you this morning. I know I have another day off today. I know I work the dinner shift, which is my first shift back tomorrow evening. So I'm going to have a easy day tomorrow, at least until 4 o'clock, and I'm looking forward to that. When I upgrade my show, I would love to be a guest and share my experience of divorce and being friends together with a new way of life. Well, Henry, at this point, I don't really do guests. I don't really do guests. And a lot of people talk about me doing interviews, and, I like talking to people that come by, or strangers, or employees here. But I don't have people really sit down and do my show with me. Yeah. Henry, I'd suggest you start your own show. Honestly, start your own show, and maybe we can work on this. Start your own show. If you have a story to tell, start telling it. You don't need me to have you on my show telling your story. Maybe you should start your own, and I'd encourage you to do it. And it doesn't just have to go for content creation, but start your own story, or start telling your own story. If you got a story to tell and experiences to tell it. Don't wait for me to have you on as a guest, because honestly, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. But that's okay. You have a story to tell, and I'm sure you have an audience that wants to hear it. But build your own audience and do it, and start it today. And it doesn't have to be great, and it doesn't have to have a big audience. But start it today. If you want to tell your story, tell it. Don't wait for me to have you on my show. Is this my first waiting experience? So if so, how's it been? No, I've actually waited 4 times in my life. First time was in college, my senior year in college. I worked at a pretty fine dining restaurant, as fine dining as a senior in college can wait at. Then in like 2002, I was between being a stockbroker and a realtor, and I was recently married, and we had bills to pay, and I worked at a nice Italian restaurant back home where I lived. And then again, after my first divorce, I was a realtor at this time, though. I was low on money, and I worked at Outback Steakhouse in Naperville, Illinois, where I'm from, for like 3 years. And I think in 2016, I decided to go leave the restaurant and pour every drop of energy I had into selling homes, and I did that. And my income went up, but it was still kind of a struggle. And I left real estate in 2022, and have done a few different things, but needed some money and needed a roof over my head, and money's tight, and I needed a job. So I took a job here in Yellowstone that provided food and shelter, and was going to pay me enough to put a roof over my head, and send my some money to my kids and my ex-wives, and help them out as much as I could, and I don't know, have things working for me as well. So it works out well. Charlotte said she's recently in her 50s. She aches like crazy afterwards. Yeah, I take a couple Advil every morning, or a couple Tylenol. I mix it up, and I'm also lifting weights and trying to stay fit. And I'll tell you what, I'm in pretty good shape right now, and honestly proud of how I look in 55, coming up on 56 in just a month and a half. And just feel good about my conditioning and my mental health, and where I'm at, and that I'm making money, and that I'm living in Yellowstone, and that I'm still loving on my kids as much as I can, and that I have a plan, and that I have a dream. And part of that dream is buying a pimped out RV and spending $100,000 on it. And we'll see if that happens, but at least it's what I'm shooting for. And to accomplish that, I'm going to have to stay focused on doing my little show, and building my little show into a big show. But even if I'm not doing it for the money, I just think it's what I should be doing. And I think God pushed me this way, and pushed me out of real estate, and pushed me to Yellowstone, and I don't know, is steering me on my journey. So there's some people coming in. There's more customers in, waiting for their coffee. It's 6:29. The barista's starting early, and slinging her coffee a little bit early. Will the Bergman get mounted on the back of my new RV? I sure hope to God it will. I did a little research. You can buy these little platforms that come out of a hitch, and the hitch that the guy had, the employee I had that I was looking at his RV, he said it was only capable of 300 pounds. I hope there's some stronger for that. But one way or the other, I was thinking if I got a totally stripped down van, and that one I was looking at the other day was stripped down other than he had a bed in it and some wiring and stuff, I'd get all that out. I'd have it completely stripped down. I could pull my Bergman into the back, somehow tie it down, and I don't know, drive it in the back of the van. Amazing how our perspective changes as we navigate through life. It sure is, Rockin' Robin. It sure is. Experiences teach us different things, and we learn a little bit, hopefully, along the way, and we keep our eyes open, and we go through, hit enough potholes and bumps in the road, and learn from those experiences. And hopefully we try and keep getting better as we go through life. I know I am, and I would encourage you to. Again, time goes pretty fast. So don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today, whatever it is for you. So. I mean, it's still warm. I'm going to be happy with my little silicone rubberized thing cup. But anyway, it's Saturday morning. I want to thank you so much for joining today. Really appreciate you following along in my story, following along in my journey, sharing some coffee with me, sharing a little bit of your morning. I hope whatever social media platform you're watching on, you subscribe to my page. I'm coming at you at least for the next couple months from Yellowstone, and follow along on my little journey that is life. And again, I want to thank you for joining. I hope you have a great day as well, Henry. Bill, I hope you have a great day. And Brent, I hope you have an awesome day. And everybody else that's watching, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. Hope you're feeling good. You're excited about your Saturday. You got a great night's sleep. You're looking forward to your day. You're at peace. And even if you aren't at peace, be at peace with not being at peace, if you will. And that will help your anxiety and your stress pass a little quicker. And it's okay to feel your feelings, and it's okay to have bad feelings and to struggle from time to time. But acknowledge it, accept it, and let it pass and let it move on, and move forward as best you can with a smile. So again, I want to thank you for joining. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're loving yourself. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.